Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name's Karen. This is Karen Sews Slowly. Can't see the name, but there you go. I have sat for the last 20 minutes trying to get my channel name in and my face at a decent size rather than about this big in the middle of the screen and putting the camera right at the end of the room. And I've just given up. I'm sorry, I've once again been away for weeks and weeks and life has just got in the way. I have actually been away 3 times, well, twice to see houses, but for 3 weeks. So, yeah, and although I did actually, the thing that I'm going to show you that I have sewn is something that I made at sea houses. I took so many projects. I took a blouse, I took a top, I took a new pattern for the patina blouse, which I just cut out, made a complete hash of, and had to scrap through little bits of pattern that I'd cut off because I'd followed one line for the size that I was cutting out and went on to another line, which was exactly the same as the pattern for my size. I was cutting out the 16, I think, and it's the same line pattern with a big dash, a little dash, I think, and then a dot further on, and it was the same for the size 22, just smaller. So of course when you go around the curves and you came to a smaller bit of the pattern, I thought, oh, they've made my pattern smaller and cut it out. So I had then to stick the tissue pattern back together, cut the right size out, stick little bits in, and basically it took me hours to cut that pattern out and make sure that I had all the bits to do it. Unfortunately, I've lost the bit to make the higher neckline, but I think the low neckline, I don't think it's as low as this, and it has the collar as well to keep it in place and flatten it down a bit, so I should be all right. So I took that one, and apart from what I've made, that's Lewis just back from a day of golf. I know he's home, go and see him, go and see. Apart from what I made at sea houses, one moment. Hello, I'm back. So where was I? Yes, so I took possibly about 6 projects with me in project bags. Some that I'd cut out, some that I just wanted in my head. I wanted to use that fabric for things. No, I got one thing made, and the weather did turn a bit awful the second week of the fortnight that we stayed there. And we had biblical rain. Noah would have been very excited to get his ark out. And we decided to do jobs in the house. My husband had basically been doing jobs the whole time he was up there. He has this green sweatshirt he wears, and the kids call it his dad jobs sweatshirt, because when he puts it on, he means business. He's going to go and do the garden, or he's going to do decorating or whatever. So yeah, so he'd been doing jobs all the time, but added things like hoovering behind furniture that doesn't normally get pulled out when we go up and do a clean on a Saturday, cleaning the oven thoroughly, cleaning the overhead extractor above the hob thoroughly, and cleaning out all the kitchen cupboards, sorting out the cutlery drawers where people have put the wrong cutlery back in the wrong bit and mixed the mugs up, put things back in the wrong cupboards. I mean, to the way I like them. They might like them that way, that's fair enough. So I did that sort of sorting, so kept myself busy, but I had to sort of get those jobs done because we don't have much time on a Saturday to do a clean, and it was the only chance we had to do them. So therefore the sewing just did not happen, and I really did try and cut a second thing out, and even went as far as ironing the fabric and getting it put on the table and picking out the pattern pieces, and then I suddenly changed my mind what I wanted to make with that fabric, which is what happens with me, and became very indecisive, and then thought, no, I know what I'm doing, cleaning the house, let's just pack everything away. And we came home on the Saturday morning, which I thought we're going to come home before lunchtime, we're going to be home at lunchtime. We still didn't manage to get home till about 3 o'clock in the afternoon, even though we'd done all the cleaning the day before. But I don't know if you've noticed my eye. It's quite gross. On the Friday, and it's Friday today, last Friday when we were finishing the clean, Lewis had given me a hand to pull the big king size bed out, and this has a there used to be like brass bedsteads in the day, like a really heavy headboard, but it's like brass sort of framework. And so we pulled the king size bed out so that I could wash all the paintwork and hoover behind the bed, because it hasn't been done for a while. And obviously with the seasons sort of picking up and starting, we wanted to get that done. And stupidly, I pushed it back myself after I'd hoovered and washed and everything. And I think this is how I've done my eye, because I woke up on Saturday morning and literally sat up and I just thought I had a stroke or something, because my eye was, it looked swollen, it looked like it was hanging down. And I mean, obviously I was all dishevelled because I'd had a night's sleep and the hair was all over the place. Come on to that in a minute. But I sat up, and because we've got mirrored wardrobes opposite us in that bedroom, I could see my eye there's something wrong with it, but not at the distance it was. I couldn't see exactly what it was. So I leant over to Lewis and went, "What's the matter with my eye?" He just about had a seizure as well. He was, "What have you done?" Anyway, it was about Sunday afternoon before I thought, oh, it was the bed. It was the pushing the bed back. So yeah. So I've had chemo this afternoon, and the girls in the chemo unit were like, "Oh, what have you done to your eye?" Thinking it might be something I needed to get checked out or whatever. And I told them, and they were like, "Right, you don't do that again then. Did anybody tell you not to do that sort of thing?" And I said, "Well, no." And it did go back quite easily. Maybe I did it when I was pulling the bed out with Lewis, because it didn't come out as easily as it went back. So there we go. This is why I have a bit of a funny eye today. And I've been waiting for this to go down so that I could vlog, because I was going to come back and vlog straight away, but this was so bad on Saturday and Sunday. If any children had been watching while mums or grandmas had been watching my vlog, it would have terrified them. It was horrible, far, far worse than it is at the minute. So what else have I done, and what else? I've started decorating in the house. I've decided I want everything white, apart from one wall in each room that I'm going to make a feature wall. So like I've painted this wall, and this wall I've got as my pink for my channel, and you know, I did that before I went. But I'd like all the other bedrooms, I want white, brilliant white. With the wall behind the bed, I want a statement colour. So I'm busy picking colours for that. But my youngest son's room is so dark, because it's like quite a dark grey. I mean, it's no exaggeration to say it's sort of that grey. And yeah, it's a nice light room when the sun's setting, because he's on the back of the house like it is at the minute. The whole of the back of the house, the rooms are really lit up brightly and nicely. But it is just so dark in there during the day, and I would just like to really lighten that up for him, because he's due home from university in a few weeks' time. And yeah, it's too dark at the moment. So once we get over the sticky patch of chemo, this next few days, I'm going to crack on and I'm going to decorate his room so that when he comes back, he has a freshly decorated room to do. And I think the colour I'm going to go with in his room is like a denim blue colour. I did get a denim blue colour behind the bed. All the other walls are going to be white, because the denim blue, to some people, that would be even darker than that grey, and that's not what I mean. But we'll do a before and after shot, and I will do a vlog on all the videos that I've done, or the videos. We'll do a vlog on all the decorating that I've done. You see, I'm out of practice. I should do more of this, and then I wouldn't be so out of practice. making myself decent here. Just realised I was a bit low on the cleavage front. So what did I sew at Sea Houses? The other thing, by the way, is elephant in the room. I have had my hair cut. I only had this done last night and I am still faffing with it to try and get it. My hairdresser had it lovely. She had it sort of as if it had been tongued almost, and she had it all sort of like curled round, and she just said, you just do this with your radial brush, and yeah, that wasn't happening. So I've sort of put stuff on it, and I'm sort of just going to go for, there you see, okay. So I've got product on it. I'm just going to go for sort of the Emma Thompson type 80s mad hair. It does this very occasionally. There's one bit, I don't know where it should go. And then that refuses to stay down. So I end up zhuzhing the whole lot. And she is going to come back, and I asked her to cut like feathered bits around the bottom, but they just won't behave. So she's going to come back early next week and chop them all off again. Right, back to the sewing. 11 minutes in and I haven't shown you what I sewed. But I made a dressing gown. And I don't know if you remember or if you saw a previous vlog that I had some double gauze fabric that always reminded me, I always wanted to make something out of it. But as soon as I looked at it, I just thought nighty. Nightgown, dressing gown, robe, and it was this fabric here. So it has like a gold, you can sort of see the gold spot on it, and plain white double gauze, and I have it in grey with a gold spot on as well. And I was going to make a double gauze quilt because I'd seen somebody make one on YouTube, and they said it was a really cool quilt in the summer but warm in the winter, because the double gauze is obviously double layered, and then they had the batting between, so they had a really nice cozy quilt, although it wasn't too heavy. But I just thought, you know, I'm just gonna make myself something that I always think dressing gown or nightgown when I look at that fabric. So let's just make something. And I did go and look at robes in Marks and Spencer's, and they were flipping expensive. They were 40 quid upwards, the ones I liked, and they didn't have any that were long enough for me, or I like a dressing gown I can wrap around me, and if I go up in sizes so I can wrap it right round me, the sleeves ended up too long. They didn't have a 3/4 sleeve dressing gown. I don't like long sleeves on things. So they either had little skimpy short things, very long things. A lot of them were sort of silky, and I know if you tie a silky dressing gown, it does not stay tied. So I didn't really want that sort of fabric. But I did want a summer weight dressing gown. And yeah, like I say, they were £45 upwards, and I wasn't prepared to pay that. And as I was looking around, I thought, I've got that double gauze, I could make myself one. So I don't know as well if you remember that I made a robe for my sister a couple of years ago for Christmas/birthday. It was for her birthday, but she got it at Christmas. And so I used the same pattern, and this is the finished article. And I'll put a picture of it in here with me wearing it, and also a picture of it hanging at Sea Houses before I'd hemmed it and finished it off. But this is said dressing gown, and I'm really pleased with it, and it is absolutely lovely to wear. It has been christened with a gin and tonic, because the first night I wore it at Sea Houses, when it was done, somehow managed to throw half a pint of gin and tonic all down the front of it, and over Lewis and over the settee. That, I'm saying half a pint, it was a gin globe, and that drink as with most things, when I spilt it, became about 17 pints of gin. It was just ridiculous. It was all over the settee, it went on the floor, it was over me, it was over Lewis, it was over Millie. Bless her. She started licking it off the leather settee and then sneezed and then decided she would rub her nose all over the carpet, and she did that for about the next 10 minutes, kept sneezing and that. So she clearly doesn't like gin and tonic as much as I do. So that is my latest make. And I am trying to think of the name of the pattern. Give me 1 minute. Right, I'm back. So yeah, so this is the robe I have made, the Tessuti Fabrics Tessuti robe. It's the one I made for my sister, and except I lined hers because she had a dressing gown that she'd been bought for her 21st. I think I was part of her 21st for, she'd been bought that by my mum and dad. And she wanted to recreate it because it was looking rather threadbare, bless it. So I created it as best I could. So this one is not lined, and it's just in the double gauze. And yeah, I'm really happy with it. Really easy fabric to follow. The only thing I would say was the pockets. There has to be an easier way to do those patch pockets. That's all I did in the first day, was create the pockets. And I'm going to look at other patterns with patch pockets on, because there's just got to be something easier. I did, if I do say so myself, I did make quite a good job of them. And I did think I'd put them on wonky, but they're not. So they were a success all round. They're just really fiddly, and I just thought there's got to be an easier way to make these pockets. One of the other patterns I took, which I started first before I took the Tessuti robe pattern out, one of these patterns that I took was this Stylark Melody blouse, which is, I really love that sort of style of blouse. And I thought, there's no buttons on it, you see, and I thought, there's no placket, there's no buttons, it's got to be an easier. So I've done a couple of collars now. Stylark I like, sometimes their instructions are a little bit sparse, but I thought I will cut it out. And the eagle-eyed among you will notice that I bought size 18 to 30. Now normally I would cut an 18 out of a pattern and it would be fine, but Stylark tend to be massive, and I think an 18 in this pattern, because it's not a fitted blouse as well, and it has quite big billowy sleeves, I think would be huge. Even if I used like a really floaty material, I think it would be, yeah, it would be absolutely massive if I used a bit more structured, like a double gauze or something, but I wasn't going to do that. I was going to use this fabric here, which is a viscose sateen, and this is the one that I ironed, that I had all ready to cut out. And then it was when I started to cut out the pattern, and literally I realised it was it was size 18 to 30, and I thought, oh well, I'll just cut the 18, and that's as much as I managed to cut out, was the collar, because, and that bit of the collar, I think, no, that goes with it. So that was attached to there. So this is the only bit of the pattern I cut out. Let's see, how's this? So that goes under there. So you've got the other sizes, or it must be the other way around. So we've got the other sizes there. And I cut it out and I thought, you know, 18 is going to be massive. So if anybody would like me to send this pattern to them, I really I really will. I don't mind paying a bit of postage. This country only though, sorry, America. I can't afford that. But if you want that pattern, in an 18 to 30, that's the only thing I've cut out, and the other bit of pattern is there to stick together, so there's nothing missing. It's on one of these great big fold out sheets with all the instructions and pattern layout and everything is there in that one pack, so it would just be a case of one envelope and sending that, and I really don't mind. So if you are one of my subscribers and you would like that pattern, please let me know, and I shall put names in a hat or something and send it to you. So that's the Melody tunic blouse from Stylock. So, but you let me know and I will gladly send that to somebody. And that's about all I've got for you sewing wise. I am going to do another little quilting video shortly, and I've taken advice from people, and it seemed to be overwhelming advice would be to do sashing for this quilt. But it was just today I realised I've ordered some plain cream cotton fabric to do the sashing, and I'm going to have to trim all these blocks. And there's over 100 blocks, but I need to get them down to all exactly the same size before I start attaching the sashing. Otherwise things will go horribly wrong. But I shall cover that in another little quilting vlog at some point when I do it. But the one thing about this country is you can never trust the weather, and lately the weather has been lovely. So I'm afraid I've been sitting in the garden and I haven't been sewing a lot. So I'm sorry there wasn't a lot of sewing to show you. But hopefully, well, the good weather will continue because everybody wants good weather. But hopefully I might get a little bit more done after this week. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed what you saw. If you haven't subscribed, please would you subscribe. I've gone up to about 2,800 subscribers, which I'm really, really pleased with. But I'd like to make the 3,000 subscribers. Yes, I am, because I've got another vlog to do, like I've just told you.
Right.
Honestly, husbands. I paused the video before. I went to him and I said, I've got another video to shoot after this one that I said to somebody I would have ready for Sunday. Still haven't done it yet. I filmed myself wearing the garment, but I need to do the vlog to go with it that needs to be uploaded on Sunday, or ready for Sunday and uploaded. So I said, I'll be up here a while. He's just said, are you going to be up here a while? Whew. Count to 10. In fact, count to 100, because 10's really not going to do it. Anywho, people, I'm going to leave it there. I've got another little quilting video coming out, and I have a collab video coming out as well. It's a collab with Alison from Sew Like Dotty and Vicky the Fibro Sewist, my sewy friends, and I saw Alison's vlog a while ago on something she was making, and I had exactly the same fabric that she was planning to make it in. So I said, do you fancy doing a collab? And I think it was me that suggested it, and I'm sort of shooting myself now. So look, keep a lookout for that. That's coming on Sunday, and I know Alison and Vicky are both going to do their collab videos as well. So keep an eye out. I didn't use the same fabric as Alison, I don't think, unless she snuck what I've used into her stash, and I don't know about it. But I didn't use the fabric I was going to use originally. But you'll see that on Sunday. So I'm off to record that video now. And before I go, because I always forget, this is one of my Zadie jumpsuits. I think I've got about about 5 of them now, but I don't know whether I've ever worn this one on camera before. I think I have shown you it, me wearing it in the garden of the old house when I actually made it, but I don't think I've actually worn it for a vlog before. So, right, definitely going to leave it there now. Thank you for watching. If you haven't subscribed, would you? If you are a subscriber, thanks for coming back, and I hope you've enjoyed what you saw. Give me a thumbs up and please comment down below if there's anything you'd like to see, or ask me a question, or if you would like that Style Arc Melody blouse pattern size 18 to UK 18 to 30, then just let me know and I'll pick one. Okay, thanks for watching. Take care. Bye.